In the last few videos, we looked at sending programs to our universal robot directly. And we did this by adding an IP address to our remote connection and simply hitting the upload button. This worked well for smaller programs and programs that we want to just immediately execute on the robot. However, oftentimes it's more convenient to actually send a full file to the robot, because with this method, we only send basically the text of the script code that we generate in Grasshopper to the robot, basically in the background, and that code gets executed immediately and is then discarded. But it can be convenient to actually have the file that we create directly on the robot. And to do that, we will use the FTP upload. FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol. And what this means is basically we are directly connected to the file system of the robot. And we can basically drop a file from our computer to the robot directly. In order to change this, all we need to add is to add an SFTP : / to our IP address. So this is how it looks. And we also need to give our robot program a unique name. This is one of the drawbacks to this method. You always need to add a unique name. In this case, I will simply name it robot program 1 and add this as the name of my robot. Now that we set these two things, I can set my robot to remote control and select the upload or hit the upload button in Grasshopper. And now you can see that we actually have the robot program name that we just set in our program name on the robot, which wasn't there before with the old method. And if I go back to local control, we can also see that the script is actually added as a component in our program tree. And here we see our 3 points that we set in Grasshopper. So now we could also add more things. We could, for example, add another script. So we could add scripts. We could add a move command before or after our script that we created in Grasshopper. We can do some I/O controls. We can do whatever we like, and we have a bit more flexibility of using that program. And this is now a full program on our robot. So if we were in a different program and wanted to open this again, we could find it in our program list and open it again. So this is quite convenient for a lot of reasons, and especially if you have a large program that might not be possible to send with the old method, you can use the FTP upload method to do this more easily. One of the drawbacks is that we always need to set a unique name. So if, for example, if I would now add more points, so I will simply add the same points again and keep the name. And you can see we have these 6 points now in our robot code. I set my robot to remote control and upload. And even though we sent the script, we still only have our 3 robot motions. And the reason for that is basically the script is saved in the background of the robot, and if we send another script with the same name, it's basically not overwritten. The script is not overwritten. So it is important that we always give our scripts new name, or our robot programs new names. In this case, for example, I will name this robot program 2. And if I now set my robot to remote control again, hit upload, you can see it changed the name to robot program 2. If I go back to local control, go into the program tab and select the script, you can see that we actually have our 6 move commands right here. Now, this works if you're using an actual robot. If you're using a URSim, this might be a bit different, and I prepared a Grasshopper definition for you that makes it a bit easier. And I will link it in the description below. This is the Grasshopper definition, and all this is that it allows you to set different settings. So we have this use URSim setting that we can set to true or false. So if you're using URSim, you can simply set this to true. And you can also activate and deactivate the FTP upload if, for example, you are switching between the different upload modes. In some cases, your robot might have a different password. And if that's the case, then you will need to change the password right here. Usually the password is simply EasyBot on a universal robot, but your company, university might have changed that password. And if you have to, if that is the case, then you need to change the password right here. This is the login if you're using an FTP upload for a real robot, and this is the login if you're using URSim. And this is basically also the only change. The username changes if you're using URSim instead of a real robot. In this Grasshopper definition, there's also this very convenient function that simply adds a time string to our program name. So if I upload something with this definition, it automatically gets a time string attached to it. And so I don't need to worry about manually renaming my robot program every time I upload. You can simply use this function to upload. Like I said, I will link this Grasshopper definition in the description below, and you can simply use it for whatever you like. And yeah, basically have a bit slightly more convenient way of uploading with the FTP upload. That's basically all for how you can upload with the FTP method. However, there's one thing that I still want to mention. You might run into the issue that you actually fill up the memory of the robot, because with this method, you're actually sending files to the robot. And if that happens, you might think that it's enough to go into the programs right here and then delete specific files. However, as we found out, this is not the case. They are actually also saved on another in another location on the robot, and you need to delete both. And this is what I will show right now. So in order to access the FTP server of the robot, I will use the program FileZilla. You don't need to do this if you're just uploading a few programs, but if you really upload a lot of large programs, you will probably have to do this at some point. And with FileZilla, I can also connect to the robot via FTP Upload. I will have to add my IP address, which is 10.10.10.23. The username is root if it's a real robot, and UR if it's an URSim. The password is EasyBot unless you changed it. And I can hopefully quickly connect. No, I will also have to add SFTP:/ in front of the IP address right here. So these are the settings that I use to connect to the actual robot. And now what we need to do is to, and now that we're here, we can go we can hit these two buttons, or this this folder with the two dots next to it. And here we can find the programs folder. And for once, we need to delete our programs here. So simply right-click, delete. And we would also need to go into a different folder. And to find that one, we go one level up again by selecting the folder with the two dots. We go into root, and there under GUI, we can find the actual script files that get generated by the robot's plugin when we send the file via the FTP upload. Don't ask me why they are located in the GUI folder, but they're actually here. And if you send hundreds of programs, they will also be listed here. And you can also find our two programs that we sent before. And the problem is, of course, if you send very large programs, the memory of your robot might actually fill up. And you might actually run into issues where you cannot upload anymore, or where you run into other issues with the robot. This is especially the case if you have just a lot of people working on the robot and all of them using the FTP upload method. So yeah, if you ever run into this issue, make sure you check out the root/GUI folder on your robot or URSim. That's it for now. Like I said, I will link this Grasshopper file in the description below. And in the next few videos, we will actually go back to creating Grasshopper definitions and actually changing the parameters of our robot targets to prepare them for whatever application we actually want to use.